All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the webinar on the what and how of marketing automation for nonprofits. My name is Alyssa Pacheco, and I am with Stratus Live, and I appreciate you taking time from your day to meet with us. Just going over the agenda to let you know at a high level of what we're going to be talking about today. We will begin with what marketing automation is and its benefits. Then we're going to go over creating a marketing list with a segmentation demo. Then kick it over and spend the bulk of our time talking about building an automated campaign. Just a few housekeeping things. The webinar will be recorded and we will send it out afterwards. Your microphones are muted, but just to prevent any possible feedback issues, you may want to mute them on your own as well. And also feel free to please ask any questions throughout the webinar. We will follow up with them at the end and make sure we take the time. Again, my name is Alyssa Pacheco, and I am joined by my coworker, Brett Meyer, the Director of Product Management and Services, and also Joel Hinton, who is a Senior Partner Account Manager at Click Dimensions. With that, I will turn it over to Brett to kick us off.
Thanks, Alyssa. I just wanted to do a brief introduction first of Stratus Live. So my organization is Stratus Live. We have a product called Stratus Live 365. We are built on the Dynamics 365 platform. That way you're able to get all of your donor, your interaction information, your engagement information, and all of your fundraising on one system. We add to that Click Dimensions, which is one of our partner organizations. And with that, you're going to get all of your digital marketing needs on that exact same system with the exact same user experience. So today we're going to be covering a little bit about Stratus Live and the Dynamics 365 and the Stratus Live 365 product, but we want to focus on the marketing automation side of it. So as Alyssa said, Joel's going to take the bulk of this. I'm just going to start us out here with a couple of key points and things that we want to discuss, as well as the marketing list. So what is marketing automation? Some people have referred to this as drip marketing or nurture marketing. It's really starting people out, doing something with them, and then guiding or leading them through different interactions, sometimes known as, like the constituent or donor journey, those kinds of things. So some of the benefits that you're going to get with this, you're going to build the rapport, educate your donors, increase trust, all of those things. And I'm not going to read all of these, you guys can certainly read from the screen. But what this really gets down to at the end of the day is you're going to be managing the donor life cycle, the engagement, the journey that you're going to take them on. And by doing that, you're actually going to be able to control their behaviors. So you're going to be able to take them through a process that you want to take them through and want to guide them down a certain path or multiple paths, depending on what those people do, depending on potentially how much they give, those kinds of things. So what I want to do first is a starting point for a lot of marketing automation and even getting started on this is you have to come up with a way of segmenting your data. So Click Dimensions, Stratus Live, we all use the concept of something called marketing lists. So I'm going to jump over just to my application here real quick. And this is a marketing list, and it's a marketing list that I created. This is my 10,000 plus lifetime donors with an interest in animals. So this is a list that we have within the application. We build it up using this little manage members area. And really it's just a query of the different data elements within our system. So I'm looking at some analytical information where I'm analyzing where their cumulative lifetime amount is greater than or equal to $10,000. And I'm also analyzing their interests. So I use that animals interest, and I have two different interests around animals that I'm using to do my analysis. When I click find on that, that's going to show me that there are approximately 15 donors that I have within the system that have 10,000 or more in donations and have that interest in animals. So I can really start to target market to those. That can be a starting point of a process, a marketing automation process that's out there. We'll use that. and that will just become part of the whole process then within the system, or part of this marketing list. Now, we've also developed other key capabilities for creating marketing lists. So being able to analyze the data that's within the system is great, but sometimes you want to do geocoding. And we have another organization that we work with, Maplytics. This is a geocoding. What I'm geocoded to, let me get rid of that screen there, is I'm geocoded to our office location. Within 200 miles of that, all contacts with a P2G score of 3 or higher. So it's giving me a list of all of those contacts down here at the bottom. This gives me the ability to save the data, and I can save it, again, to a marketing list within Stratus Live. So I have all of that ability built in right there. And then we have a third tool that we like to promote, and it's called analytical marketing. Analytical marketing takes a lot of the same data that we saw within Stratus Live and our CRM system, but it takes it to the next level. We can now use recency, frequency, monetary, life cycle status. We can put labels on top of these, and some of these labels that you're seeing on the screen might be from target analytics type of data, where we're enriching the data that's already in our system with some additional things. So from here, we can assign these into the marketing area. And then at the end of the day, when we go to do our execution, which we have down here at the bottom, we can actually create a marketing list using that execution directly back in the system. So everything that we can do can surround that whole experience where you stay within the Dynamics 365 platform, you use Stratus Live within that platform, and you can also use click dimensions. And with that, I'm going to actually switch it over to click dimensions, and I'm going to have Joel go through the rest of the demonstration with you all. Take it away, Joel.
Awesome. Thank you, Brett and Alyssa, and everyone who's joining us this afternoon. So I'm really excited to talk and show you guys the what and the how of marketing automation for nonprofits today. Just with a few facts, just starting out here from a marketing automation standpoint, but there are about 1.5 million nonprofit organizations that are currently registered in the United States today. And what we have found is that most of these nonprofit organizations, really their top communication goals include some of those things that Brett was talking about: general brand awareness, acquiring new donors, engaging their community, and donor retention. Let's face it. So I know, on our call today, we probably have a lot of nonprofit marketers on the call today. So as a nonprofit marketer, our number one goal should be more donations and stronger advocacy. And with the tool that Brett just showed you within Stratus 365, creating those specific type of segmentations or geographic segmentations is really key into actually providing communications at the right time to the right people. So as you guys can see here in this next slide, maybe you guys are asking, how can you thrive in this changing digital landscape as a nonprofit organization? And there's many pieces to this recipe, but one of those pieces includes implementing marketing automation technology. So as you guys can see on this slide, Click Dimensions is a really powerful marketing automation solution that's built directly inside Stratus 365, inside the Microsoft Dynamics platform. So within this slide here, it's going to show you the depth of functionality that you have right at your fingertips. You're going to have the ability to do things like create and send email campaigns to the segmentations of your contacts and donors within Stratus 365, and tracking all of your recipients' interactions with those campaigns so that you can really take action. You also have the capability to track your website visits, really find out what brought each visitor to your website and where they go when they get there. As you can see here too, you can build web content like web forms and surveys with real-time feedback, and even landing pages that you can promote your events, content, all while capturing conversions right in Stratus 365. Another thing too is, so this is kind of a buzzword in our industry today, but you also have the capability to build multi-channel automated campaigns using an easy drag and drop interface. And we also have a social marketing and a contact and donor scoring component to our solution as well. And all of these, as you can see here, all of these pieces of functionality work together to provide you full marketing automation within the Stratus 365 platform. Now, also on a side note, if you're using, some of the most popular event management platforms such as GoToWebinar, WebEx, Cvent, or Eventbrite, we also have seamless integrations with those platforms too. I'm not going to be able to show you guys everything today, but feel free to connect with myself or Brett or Alyssa, and we'll be more than happy to set up a time with you guys after this call today. So now for the good stuff. I think I'm gonna
make
ask.
you presenter, Joel.
Yep, that would be great. Yep. All right.
We're seeing your screen.
Okay. Can you guys see my main screen here?
Yep.
Okay. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and start off with talking about the customer journey, starting off that customer journey. So first thing that I want to pull up here is maybe you guys are sending email communications to your contacts or to your donors or to, generally get your brand out or making your recipients, constituents more aware of your brand. So here's an email that I sent that actually came from one of our regional sales directors to my inbox, to my Outlook inbox this morning. I just want to show you this real quick, just to give you an idea of how we actually start this type of process within marketing automation today. So you guys can see this. This is an email that was sent to my Outlook inbox this morning from our regional sales manager. And it's actually asking me to take like a call to action. So it says, in the tagline there for the subject, it says 8 questions that you must ask. And then in the body of this email, it's saying, hey, take a call to action, maybe to download this complimentary copy of this How to Select a Marketing Automation Solution for Stratus 365, or to request a demo, click here. So based on this email campaign that has been sent to my my inbox here, if I click on this, let's just say I want to click here to download or to actually request a demo. So what that's going to do here is it's actually going to take me to our ClickDimensions website. So first and foremost, as you guys can see here, this is taking us right to a landing page with a ClickDimensions form embedded on this landing page on our website. So if I go ahead and let's just say I'll go ahead and fill this form out, and this will pre-fill for me. You guys will see this. And then let's go ahead and say, let's say Stratus Live, and then also Dynamic CRM Partner, and then I'll submit this. So as you guys can see this is a ClickDimensions demo request form. It actually has a post action tied to it. So anyone requesting this demo is actually going to get an automated thank you note, letting them know that, you know what, a person's going to be reaching out to you here shortly. Also, there's a notification on the back end that you guys aren't seeing in the background that is sending a note to the salesperson to schedule a demo with this person. All these contacts or conversions are also added into a nurture drip campaign to start off that campaign automation process to really take them down a specific path or journey. And the other thing about this too is, now you guys aren't seeing this right now as it's going through this process, but also we're tracking all these form conversations and conversions right into your Stratus 365 environment as we speak. So let's go ahead and as I pop back over here, as you guys see this, I'll just pop back over here into our ClickDimensions environment so you guys can see this. And let me update this. So within Stratus 365, the Microsoft Dynamics 365 platform, you guys may or may not be familiar with Dynamics 365 or Stratus 365, but up here at the top, this is your general overview. This is where your main menu is going to be. Now, I obviously have a black background here up at my main menu. Brett had a blue one. This is configurable to your organization or whatever it might be. But if I hit the drop down here, right within Stratus 365 or Dynamics 365, you're going to have the capability to go right into click dimensions here. So for example, all of that functionality that we just talked about is going to live and breathe right off its own drop-down tile here. So for example, me receiving that email this morning, me clicking on that link with, to request a demo, I'm going to that Click Dimensions website to request that demo, filling out that form. Now remember, all of this stuff is being tracked right within Stratus 365 in real time. So if I wanted to go to, the posted forms within Click Dimensions here, it's going to give me the capability to see all of my posted forms that have come into the system as we speak. So as you can see here, these are all the active posted forms. If I wanted to drill down into any contact, donor record, whatever it might be here, I can click on that hyperlink contact record. So now it's going to give me this full picture of who this person is and how they've actually engaged with us as an organization. So specifically here, obviously this is my contact record here. You can see that I've posted 224 forms, Click Dimensions forms, and I can actually drill through every individual form here to see every individual form that I've submitted. Now, if I wanted to drill down into every individual form to see all the fields and the values that I've actually posted within this form, you're going to have the capability to see that right within those forms if you click on them. Another thing too is, remember, we're giving you full engagement insights to, how your contacts and your donors are actually interacting, not only with your forms and your surveys and landing pages and your websites, but also, are they receiving your emails? If they are they opening them? Are they clicking on them? As you can see here, as I scroll back down here, you can see that Click Dimensions has sent me 354 emails. This last email was this actually, thank you for requesting the Click Dimensions demo request. Now specifically, you guys didn't see that, but that just came into my inbox based off that post trigger action from that form. So you guys can see here in just a minute, let me just pop this back up here. As you guys can see this. So this is the email that just came into my inbox here. And based off me submitting that form, I received this automatic email responder that says, hey, Joel, thank you for requesting that demonstration of Click Dimensions. We'll make sure someone that contacts you promptly to schedule the demo. So you guys can see all of this, all these insights that are happening in real time with your contacts and donors. Now, also, you can see based on this email that I received this morning, it says 8 questions that you must ask. You can see the score, deliveries, opens, clicks, spam, unsubscribes, when it was sent, time and date stamp there. If we did any type of A/B testing strategy on these types of email campaigns, you would be able to see that here as well. Another thing too is from this standpoint, if I scroll down within a contact or a donor record, you're also going to have the capability to see, Joel's been on the website 1,654 times. The last time that I came in on the website was through Charter Communications. You can see that I've been recognized as a contact within Stratus 365. And also you can see the page title that I actually viewed. It was that requesting a demo of Click Dimensions page there. You can see when I viewed it, the duration, the score, the browser and operating system in which I viewed it. Also, if I tied this to the Dynamics CRM campaign, you would be able to see that CRM campaign record here. And then also if I use keywords to search for this specific page on Yahoo or Bing or whatever search engine it might be, we'd be able to see those keywords there. I also have the capability to drill down within this visit record here to see some more granular data. So this is going to give me the entry and the exit page in which I visited, the total pages, the duration, the score, and every individual page that I actually looked at from this actual website visit here. So that's just a first component of marketing automation. But also, from a general marketing list or segmentation, a form or survey that's submitted, or maybe an event that someone registers for, you can start to build out these types of marketing automation campaigns within ClickDimensions. So let's go ahead and go to the next type of scenario here, and let's talk a little bit about nurture campaigns or marketing automation. So this is the what and the how of marketing automation. So maybe you want, let's just talk about this for a couple minutes. Maybe you want to run a marketing automation appeal campaign that sends out, let's just say, 8 to 12 relevant and timely communications over the course of the year for your capital campaign. And you want to keep your message in front of them with really the sole purpose of generating maybe high quality constituents, ultimately sending the targeted traffic to your website to maybe provide a gift or a donation or what that might be. So within ClickDimensions inside of Stratus 365, you have the capability to build a campaign automation through an easy drag and drop interface. So here, I just took one of our campaign automations, and you can actually give your campaign automation a name, which I did. It's the nonprofit capital campaign here. You can also see that I tied a dynamic CRM campaign here, which is called our capital campaign for 2018. So once I've saved that, I can go ahead and open up the builder here. And I'll go ahead and open this up so you guys can see this. Now, specifically, let me go ahead and blow this up here for you guys so you guys can see this. So over here to the right, we're going to start out with just some basic things of the campaign automation builder. So first and foremost, this is the canvas in which you can drag and drop triggers, actions, and timers onto this canvas to actually build out your campaign. But let's go ahead and talk about some of the automation elements over here to the right. So in the trigger section, in the cranberry red, you're actually going to have, like, so for example, if you had a form on your website, you could start off a campaign automation by pulling in this form trigger here to start out that automation. So whether you want to start out an automation, and I'll just delete that, through a submitted form, a submitted subscription preference center page, maybe someone submits a survey based on some feedback they want to give you about your event. It could be a number of things that could also start this type of campaign automation. Maybe you want to, start off an automation with a marketing list or segmentation. You can do that here. Or maybe maybe they registered for an event, or they attended an event to start off some type of campaign automation. So you guys can see there's a lot of different triggers that you can pull in here to start off your actual campaign automations here. Second piece I want to talk about here is in the action section. So the actions are going to be based on what you're starting your campaign automation with. Well, how do you want to interact with your contacts or your donors? How do you want to engage them? So maybe you want to send an email. Maybe you want to notify an internal CRM user that you send an email to, these recipients, or this type of segmentation of donors, or whatever it might be. So you have the capability to add emails or SMS messages. You can also, you can add them to other marketing lists or remove them. Another thing here too is timers. So you do have the capability to pull in wait timers, date timers, if you want to build out specific types of campaigns based on, maybe over the course of 12 months or whatever it might be. So you have the ability to pull in those types of timers. And then you also have these series boxes down at the bottom that gives you the capability to actually put in actions within those series. So I'll talk a little bit about that in just a minute. But let's go ahead and talk a little bit about this campaign that I'm showing you guys here today. So this is this nonprofit capital campaign. So specifically, if I double click on this marketing list, okay, this is the marketing list, maybe that we're pulling that segmentation from a Stratus 365 marketing list, or if you're doing some cool stuff with some of the functionality that Stratus offers with geocodes and whatever it might be to pull in that segmentation and add it to a marketing list, maybe you're pulling in those types of marketing lists right here. So based off that marketing list or segmentation, we're going to send our contacts or our donors or our constituents this first email in this actual communication. So based on the email, we're going to actually then say, okay, after this first email goes out, we're going to wait 30 days. And then after the 30 days goes by, we're going to actually send the second email. So based on this second email that we're sending, we're going to say, hey, how did they actually how did they interact? So, maybe we want to go ahead and pull in an email template just for an example so you guys can see this. And I'll just show you this. And I'll pull in this email. So based on this email that I pulled into this campaign automation, we want to say, based on this email that we sent to them in the campaign automation, how do they interact with this email? So if I click on this email interaction trigger here, maybe we want to change this. Well, did they open it? Did they click it? You guys can see here. So I'll go ahead and say, okay, I'll pick this email that I just pulled in here. And you can see, I have a couple different options. Did they click it? Did they open without the click? Let's just say for our example here, that they clicked on a specific link within this email. So I'll go ahead and say, let's go ahead and select which link they actually click on within this actual email that we've sent out to them. So you can see here, maybe in this specific email campaign, it's obviously trying to get them to click here to actually pledge their support. So if they click on that, and I'll save that, if they click within that email that we've sent to them and they click, hey, we want to, pledge to support, your organization or whatever it might be, if they did click on that actual link within this email, they're going to go down the green path. So first and foremost, if they go down this path, okay, maybe we want to pull in, some of these blue actions. So as you can see here, I pulled in this, hey, we're going to notify an internal Stratus 365, Dynamics 365 user here. So you can, you can actually send an email to maybe an internal person at your organization and say, hey, this person actually just clicked on this link. Maybe you want to, send a personal email, or maybe you want to reach out to them and get their pledge for the support. Or maybe you want to create a task or an activity for that user to actually follow up with that person. Also, you have the capability to, if you want to pull in specific type of native Stratus Dynamics workflows, you can also do that. So maybe you want to pull in a workflow here and say, hey, based on this person who's actually pledged to support, maybe we update their contact or their donor record within Dynamics or Stratus to say, hey, they've pledged to support, and we need to recognize that within their contact or their donor record. So you have the capability to pull in a specific workflow within the Dynamics environment to specify what you want to actually update within the contact or donor record here. Now, specifically, if they didn't click on that link, well, maybe we need to do a better job of nurturing them. So here, you can see here, maybe if they didn't click on that link or open the email, maybe we're going to wait 30 days. We're going to send them maybe a text message. And then we're going to wait 15 days and then send them another text message. And then based off that type of communication, maybe we would also want to pull in, another date timer here that says, hey, based on, this last text message, maybe we want to, let's go ahead and say, let's just say in March, after March 15th, and we'll just between, these hours, we'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and pull this up so you guys can see this, and then I'll go ahead and pull in another email action here. So maybe we want to send them another email and then we can go ahead and pull in an email interaction trigger or whatever it might be. So you guys can kind of get an idea here, how you guys can start to build these types of campaign automations through this easy drag and drop interface here. Also, within this campaign automation builder, I'll just save and close this one. I'll just go ahead and build something for you guys from scratch, just so you guys can see, based off a form submission or some different type of interactions here. So I'll just hit new here right within my environment, and then I'll just say campaign form submission here, and I'll hit save. And this is just going to be, now these can be as complex or as easy as you want to make them. So once I save this, I'll be able to open the builder here. And this is just this would just be a really easy example just to show you guys, even if you wanted to kind of create a campaign automation based off a form or a survey submission, or if someone registered for your event. Okay, let's go ahead and start this automation out with, maybe you have a form on your website to register for an event. And then based off someone registering for your event, maybe you want to send an email. So you want to send an email, thanking them for registering for the event. And then let's go ahead and say, because they registered for the event, maybe we want to start to nurture them to get them ready for the event. So maybe there's a sequence of emails throughout the process that you guys want to actually nurture them to get them ready for the event, all the way up until the event occurs, and you can provide those timely communications to them. So you guys can kind of get an idea. This can be, as complex or as simple as you want to make it. So it's pretty easy here. Another thing too, within this campaign automation builder, once you publish these campaign automations, you will also have the capability to see all of your participants within this campaign automation builder. So if I just say publish here, you would have the ability to actually see all the participants, and then also you'd be able to see all the specific participants' paths within this actual journey here. So if I go ahead and close that out, now that's just for a basic campaign automation. But let's go ahead and talk a little bit about back to the marketing automation platform and some of the functionalities within that. So if I go back here and go to Click Dimensions, let's talk a little bit about how we go about creating some of this content that you can send out in these timely communications to your contacts or to your donors. So if I go back here to Click Dimensions, you have the capability to actually go right into our email marketing functionality right here. So if you want to create a brand new email template, you can do that by just clicking on email templates here. Now from here, you have also the capability to say, hey, I want to build a brand new email template. So you can do this here, and you can actually give your email template a name. You can put in a subject here, and then you can choose which editor you want to use. Now specifically, we have 4 different editors that you can choose from. So we have a really easy drag and drop interface that is a pre-formatted wizard. It gives you pre-formatted layouts and templates that you can use from and drag and drop content into the actual email template as you see fit. We also have a block editor that's similar. It's a guided experience, just like our drag and drop. It's more for those, creators or marketers that need more of a guided experience. We also have a freestyle and custom HTML editor. This is going to give you the capability to get into the HTML code and also have some pre-formatted layouts in those editors as well. Now, specifically here, I created a pretty simple email template that I can just show you guys. Basically one of those ones that I pulled up here within my campaign automation. So here, I just gave this a name. You can see the nonprofit email appeal capital campaign. You can see the subject here. It says transforming lives for lasting change. And then I chose this drag and drop email editor. So once I've done those 3 pieces of information within this email template, I can open the editor here. Now, specifically, the beauty about click dimensions within Stratus 365, now you have the capability to personalize all of your communications with all of the fields that are on your contact or related fields on the contact or donor records within your Stratus 365 environment. So this basic email editor, this our drag and drop editor, you can see here, you can start with pre-formatted layouts here on the right-hand side. So you can choose which layout you want to actually go with. And then I chose this no column layout here. You can see once you go into the content section, you can pull in specific pieces of content. So in this block, I actually pulled in a text only block. I pulled in an image only block up here. I also pulled in a text block up here with this header with some background colors in there, and then also I pulled in some dividers down here, and then a text block with some social links here at the bottom with this actual footer here in the bottom. Now specifically, let's talk a little bit about personalization here. So as you can see within this email template, I've pulled in a personalization tag here. So right from within the text block, I can go right to the personalization icon here, and it's going to give me the capability to actually pull in that dynamic content or that personalization right from your Stratus 365 environment. So all of those fields or related fields on the contact or donor record, you're going to have the capability to pull those right from this environment here. So you have the capability to really personalize your email messages. And remember, I mean, from a marketing strategy standpoint, you're certainly going to get a better response on all of your email campaigns if you tailor your message to the group or the individuals that you're sending to. So you have that capability. Now also, we also are mobile responsive, so we do ensure that your emails look sharp no matter what device they're viewed on. We do a nice little mobile preview here. But then we also do an inbox preview test, which is going to test your email before you even send it out on different mobile, desktop, web-based email clients, various versions and platforms. So you guys can see exactly what this is going to look like before you're even sending this out to your contacts and your donors. So for example, if you want to see exactly what this is going to look on an iOS 10 device, you're going to have that capability here as well. Another thing too is with Click Dimensions, we also check all of your emails before we actually send them out on the most commonly used spam filters today. So as you can see here, we're going to let you know if it does pass or if it doesn't and why. And if it doesn't, what are the things that you might need to change within your email template to make sure it does pass? We also do a spam assassin test before you actually send out your email campaigns, which is a numerical value testing from 1 to 10. It's a scaling of 1 to 10. And we'll give you recommendations within your email template what you need to change if it's typically over a 5. Usually anything under a 5 is a good indicator that it's going to pass through these spam filters. So that's just a basic email template that I created pretty quickly with our drag and drop interface. But you're also you're also going to get all of your email statistics right within Stratus 365. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about that. So I'll just actually close out of this drag and drop email template. And like I said, you do have the capability to create, different email templates within all of our different designers, depending on your level of comfort. So if we drop back here into Click Dimensions within Stratus 365 and go back to the email marketing piece, you can also see all the email marketing components, our email campaigns here. So if I were to go into the email campaigns here, you can actually see all of our newsletters. Now, specifically, I pulled up this one newsletter from this campaign for our January newsletter here. So all of this engagement is tracked right within the Stratus 365 environment. So you can see, based on this January newsletter here, you can see all the emails that have been sent, the deliveries, the bounces, total opens, unique opens, clicks and unique clicks, unsubscribes, and the spam. Now, I like to show more of a graphical representation that you can see on how your email campaigns are actually performing. So specifically, if I hit this little email statistics tab here, it's going to give me this graphical representation of how this email campaign actually performed. So Brett, I know I've been talking a lot. Was there something you were going to add in there?
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of bring it full circle, just to make sure we're not getting lost in anything out here. What you've been showing, and correct me if I'm wrong, is, we sent out an email. Now, that could have been very likely the first email that was part of that overall marketing automation string. And you can start to then take a look at what's happened with that that's come through. So Joel's right now looking at the statistics about that email. So we had the ability to look at and see now, using the marketing automation, how we're building out the content that people are receiving, and then how that they are responding to the content. Correct?
Yeah, that is definitely correct. So yeah, so obviously from a content creation standpoint, we have a lot of different designers that you can choose from. But once you do, create that content and then actually send out your communications to your contacts and to your donors, now we're going to be able to see, well, how did that content actually perform? And these are some of the some of the statistics and insights that we get based on these types of marketing automation campaigns that we're actually running. So
And Joel, this can then drive your understanding maybe of what and who is going to be moving into the next steps of your marketing automation.
correct, yeah. So just even based off some of those triggers, for example, if you have a group of recipients or donors who are actually clicking on a link or opening up your email or not opening up your email, maybe you want to add them to another marketing list that would actually put them on another nurture campaign that would give them the capability to be communicated to in a different way. So absolutely, yeah, based on how they're actually engaging with you as an organization can then take them down different paths and journeys, how, depending on their engagement.
Good, thank you.
Yeah. So within these campaign statistics, you guys can kind of get an idea of just the overview of this campaign performance. So here you can see all the listed recipients, maybe the excluded emails, the interactions, your bounces, your unsubscribes here. Also your click rates, your unique clicks and total clicks, and your unique opens and your total opens. You can see your hard and soft bounces here as well. And then also your split testing. So if you wanted to do any type of A/B testing with Click Dimensions, you can do this. So if you guys aren't familiar with A/B testing, if you want to test two versions of your email, you can do that, and based on specific criteria, or if you even want to try a totally different type of email or template, you can do those types of split tests. Now, obviously, we didn't do a split test here. You would see that. But also, we also track email clients. So now we're going to get a really good insight of who's actually opening up your email communications and what kind of email clients are they using. Now, specifically in this campaign, you can see that 62% actually opened from an Outlook device, opposed to, second place was iOS, so it was an Apple device. At 15%, you can see desktop versus mobile here. It looks like, based on these percentages here within this campaign, that most of our recipients are opening from desktop and probably Microsoft Outlook. That would be my guess. So here, as you guys can see, we also track conversions. So, from this specific email campaign, who came to your website? So from this email campaign, 684 recipients came to our website at least once. We also had 324 recipients that submitted a form and 0 recipients that actually submitted a survey. And I believe on this campaign there wasn't a link to a survey that they could fill out, so that's why we have the 0 there. Now, also you can see the overall web activity, posted forms and surveys here. Same thing with the emails delivered, unique clicks, and opens. We also give you a granular level view of a click report. So now from your email campaigns, you can start to see every specific link within your email that was sent out. Well, was it clicked on? How many times? Who actually clicked on it? And where did they go after? So for example, here's a link within this email campaign that actually is talking about increasing renewals for registrations. We actually had 9 unique clicks and 14 total clicks. So if I click on this specific link within this campaign, what it's going to do is it's actually going to pull up in real time here. It's going to pull up the contacts. Sorry about that. Let me pop back that out of that. It's probably because it's been up there for so long. Let me just pop that back in here. Looks like it timed out there, but once I click on that actual click report and click on that specific link, which I'll go to here, once I click on that link, now it's actually going to show all the different lead contacts or donor records within CRM or Stratus 365 that actually clicked on that specific link within my email campaign. So you guys can kind of get an idea here right from this click report. I then can click on one of these hyperlink contact names and get a full understanding of these donors or these contacts' actual engagement.
And Joel, can I see, the marketing automations that a donor is part of from the donor record?
Yeah, so specifically, yep, you can see that basically within the contact record. Now specifically, if you actually drill down into a contact record here, you're going to be able to see, all the related content based on ClickDimensions functionality. So for example, all the website visits here, the specific page views, posted forms, posted surveys, the nurture programs, if they're on any type of nurture campaigns or whatever it might be, you're going to have the capability to see all of that information within the actual contact or the donor record right from within Stratus 365 here.
And because we can see that from the donor record, that means we could also query off of that and be able to get additional lists. So we want to know who's in what nurture program. Maybe we want to, change that over to something else. We can get that using the query capability tools.
That is correct. Yeah. So all of this related data based on, whether they're receiving your emails, they're opening it, if they're on nurture campaigns, you're able to use all of those data points and criteria to pull specific segmentations to really drill down into your contacts, into your donors, to really make sure that you guys are engaging them and the right people at the right time.
Good.
Yep. So another thing too, just from all of this stuff that you guys are able to see within ClickDimensions here, there's a lot of other functionality, rich functionality with ClickDimensions here. You can see all the recipients on this email campaign. Also, we do a heat map reporting, so you guys can see all the percentages within an email that were clicked on. So there's a lot of different things that you guys can see within the actual campaigns here. If I jump back to this contact record here and jump back into ClickDimensions, there's also a couple different pieces that I want to show you guys, because within Stratus, you have the capability to see everything from a high-level overview from a global perspective, but then also from that granular level contact or donor record experience as well. So if I go within ClickDimensions here, you can see, even if I want to see all the website visits that are occurring in real time on our website, you can go right to your visits, and you guys can see this. So these are all the active visits that are coming into our website as we speak. Now, specifically, as you guys can see here, we're giving you guys the IP organization. We're showing you whether they're a lead or a contact record within Stratus 365 keywords if they use to search for you guys on their, from a search engine, the referring host, duration, score, total pages, refer type, when they actually started to come on that page, the browser operating system, and when that visit record was created here. Now, specifically, you're probably asking, well, it looks like there's no contact information within this visit record. So I want to tell you that within here, so what we do is we track all of your contacts and your donors that we've identified, but we also track anonymous visitors. So for example, so if I scroll down here, you can see that we, within our active visits, you can see that some of these active visits actually have a lead and a contact record attached to them. That's because we've identified them as a contact or a donor within your Stratus 365 environment. But for these others, these are people that we have not converted into a contact or a donor within Stratus 365. So we call them anonymous visitors. So Click Dimensions will actually track all of the people, contacts or people who come on your website that are anonymous. And then let's just say, for example, John Smith, let's just say this person who's on your website is John Smith. And say he comes on our website and he fills out that form, or maybe clicks to maybe pledge to support or donate, or maybe purchases something on your website. Maybe it has to do something with your cause. So maybe he does that, and that actually converts them. So what we'll do is we'll take all that previous anonymous visitor history information. Maybe John's been on your website for 3 years, and then finally tomorrow we convert him into a contact or a donor based on him submitting that form. And then all that previous history and visitor information that, for the last 3 years will all be routed to his contact or donor record into Stratus 365, so you guys can see that full 365 view of how he's actually engaged with you as an organization, so you guys don't lose that those important insights and data points. So I know I've showed you guys a lot just in this short period of time, and I know we have about 6 minutes left here.
Yeah, Joel, can you go back to the automation area, if you would? So I
Yeah.
just want to, bring this back full circle, kind of where we started today and all of those things. So we started out with our marketing list functionality, determining, how we can get lists out of the system, get those kinds of things. We turned it over to Joel to do the campaign automation. Now, we covered a lot about Click Dimensions also, because we wanted the ability to show you, how do you get all this stuff? So it's not just about having these, automations that are out there. You have to have an underlying understanding of what can we do with the system. And, a picture like Joel is showing now, where we have all these different steps and everything, this is really unlimited. And, as we were talking about looking at how people clicked, where they clicked, those types of things, we can base different automations off of those. We can switch them into a different channel if we needed to. If we wanted to move them off of email, we wanted to move them into text, or we wanted to move them into filling out a form, or we wanted just workflow to be kicked off at a certain point, we can do all of that right from this tool set. So it makes those nurtures of our donors really easy to do right from here. We can take them into different channels. We can take them different ways and manage their journey. And that's what the whole idea behind this was. We want to be able to manage that donor journey out there, how we're engaging with them, managing their life cycle, and potentially helping to get repeat donors. So we break the cycle of, them churning every so often or every, 5 years or whatever it is, because we're nurturing them differently than maybe just sending them mailings all the time. We want to get it into kind of these different channels and different ways of nurturing and communicating with them. So we are at 5 of 1. We were scheduled to end at 1 o'clock. We did want to leave a couple minutes to answer any questions that have come up during that. And I'm going to ask Alyssa to moderate our questions for us. And if Joel or I can answer any of those, we will.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys so much. We have a question from Barry in regards to creating a marketing list from a click report. So after they've received the email, if perhaps we didn't think of a action that we wanted to have after that, can we create a marketing list based on this specific link?
Yeah, absolutely, Barry. That's a great question. So remember, all of this data, that we're reporting on is all queryable within the advanced find within Stratus 365. So you can specify that type of criteria based on a link click, based on that email campaign, and even drill down to that specific link within that email campaign to pull that segmentation, and then start maybe a one-off campaign that you guys wanted to do. So absolutely.
Fantastic, thank you. Another common question is, how do you get training on how to be able to create these marketing automation?
Yeah, that's a great question. So let me just pop back here real quick so you guys can see this. And let me see here. So I'll just show you guys this real quick, but Click Dimensions, we don't leave you guys out on an island by yourself. We teach and train every one of our users, not only today, but also in the future, how to use every piece of our functionality. So each one of your users will be sent an email, and they'll be given the ability to actually create their own username and password for our Learning and Click Dimensions Academy. So once you have access to that, we actually show you exactly how to get started. And you can actually, I'll just show you real quick of our courses in our catalog here. We actually have a Click Dimensions 101. Which is our basic fundamentals, teaching you how to create emails, how to send emails, understanding email statistics, all of that stuff within here. You guys can see this. We also have a Click Dimensions 201 course, a 301 course. So it's very easy to get started depending on your level of comfort. And we don't leave you guys out all by yourself. So, and Alyssa, I know, from a Stratus standpoint, Stratus actually uses Click Dimensions as well. So, and Alyssa's actually been through our Click Dimensions Training Academy, so she can also give you a little insight on that too.
Yeah, absolutely. You do not have to be a CRM wizard and an end all, know all of everything to be able to make this work for you. The information out there is plentiful. If you have any questions, you can find the information in the step-by-step. And there is always, the possibility of if you can't find it, they are very fantastic in the customer service to be able to help you, kind of move through that. But these 101 courses and specific guides off of that are fantastic.
And just to add to Alyssa, also we have multiple people from the implementation side that have been through the Click Dimensions Academy also. So we have full support both from the Stratus Live and from Click Dimensions on the products that we've been showing today.
Absolutely. And I think that is it for questions, unless anybody else has something last minute they want to put in on the question box.
I did just see one pop into there about nonprofit pricing. There is pricing for nonprofit of both the Click Dimensions as well as, of course, the Stratus Live product. We are designed completely on nonprofit, but there is nonprofit pricing off the Click Dimension. So if you're interested in further information on that, please let us know. Alyssa and I can. Actually, Joel has control right now, but you can contact Stratus Live, same places that you responded to the invites and everything on this. If you do want additional information coming from our organization, and I actually shut down the PowerPoint, so I
Oh, sorry
apologize.
about that.
But you can contact us, Stratus Live further on this. We are a partner of ClickDimension, so those that are clients of ours can come through us for all the pricing and all the information about ClickDimensions. So I'm going to close this out. We're right at 1 o'clock. We appreciate your attention and your attendance today. If you have follow-up that you would like to do with us, please contact us. And again, thank you for coming today and listening.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.